Welcome to Fishing for Answers with Marlon and Jerica. We're happy to have you here.
We may not have all the answers, but that will never stop us from jumping in. We are fishing for answers.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another take on Fishing for Answers. I'm Marlon Williams. Look, it's Jerica Trout with
Let's
us.
go.
Yep, awesome host for sure, and just so thankful. We're thankful to you for watching.
Absolutely.
And we've got an incredible friendship and one that keeps me accountable and driven because she's so positive and encouraging. And that's why today,
Shucks.
much to your chagrin, we're going to spend time getting to know Jerica a little
Thank
better.
you.
So I think by now, if you're on this podcast, you know where she works, you know where she lives, all of those types of things. But Jerica, if you will, kind of give us just a broad stroke of what you're doing right now and how things are going, and I'm going to leave that generic.
Okay.
So fill us in.
That sounds great. Well, I just got back from a girls' trip.
That's why she's smiling.
That's right. And tan, little tan.
Yeah.
Well,
so
everybody's
jealous.
better when they're tan.
Yes, I know. I wished I was. I'm not.
So I did that, and my daughter has started. She started in middle school.
Wow.
So she's going to Friendship Christian right out here in Lebanon. And she's starting volleyball and cheerleading. So
Fun.
that is keeping us really busy. And, I'm trying to think how long I've been married.
That's okay. Obviously, a couple days.
Yes. It was very brief so
Sorry,
far.
Brady.
2013.
There you
That's
go.
when it was.
12 years, 13 years.
Yeah, we can do the math.
Yeah.
No one hired me to do the math. And then at work, we just launched our job shadow program there. So we have 4 participants going through
Great.
different departments, learning from each individual department. Because for me, I want everyone to know that GDE doesn't operate on its own.
That's right.
Right. Everybody has a position that's working together to make it work.
Yeah.
And I love that. We did a Ideal Team Player workshop, which I loved.
It's great.
I loved it. I've had 2 people ask when we're restarting it, so I have it ready, and I've just been waiting for some downtime.
Yeah. That will never happen. Good
No.
luck with that.
No, so I think August is a good time because then the kids are back in
Sure.
school, no vacations are happening,
Right.
and you don't have people in and out of the office.
Sure.
So for me, I think August is going to be our next round for that. And I just got accepted to Leadership Middle Tennessee.
So great.
So that
Wonderful.
starts in August.
That's a big deal. All leadership academies, those types
Yes.
of things are big, but that's a big one.
Yes. So I'm excited about that. And
Yeah.
you have to have 2 previous Leadership Middle Tennessee participants write you a letter of recommendation.
Wonderful.
So it's pretty, I feel like, extensive because you don't
Yeah.
have everybody. You have to know enough people who've been a part of it to
Yes.
get that. I received the TMEPA, Tennessee Municipal
So
Electric
great.
Power Association Employee of the Year. Super surprised. I actually thought we were getting, because Mark was like, be there at lunch, and I was like, I plan to. I signed up for the conference, but he had asked me about some community things that we have done. So I was like, okay, well, we're getting the community award.
Right.
That was my thought. And then we finished up in May our Valley Public Power Leadership Academy.
Yes.
I was taken by surprise. When your peers vote on an
Yeah.
award and you receive it, that
It's
means
genuine.
a whole lot more.
Yes.
So I loved receiving that, and that was the Emerging Leader Award from Valley Public Power Leadership Academy. So a lot of things happening right now.
That's such a big deal. For those people that don't know, I was honored to be in that first class, and not surprised that you got that honor, but it comes from the peers, and that again just solidifies genuineness because it doesn't matter what industry we're in, we can
No.
pick up on phony. We can
Yes.
pick up on somebody that's putting on a show, and you're genuine. People care about you, and that's why these awards keep stacking up. One more quick thing, and we got to let you do most of the talking.
No.
When I found out that Jerica got that award, I did not find that out from her. I saw it. I immediately took a snapshot of it, sent it to her, and said, "Not surprised. This is awesome. I want to put this on social media." And she said, "Okay, well, wait, and I'll get back with you when you can do that." And here we are, weeks later, that has still not been posted on social media. So after this podcast, we're going to get a couple photos and put that on. Congratulations, Jerica.
And that's because I don't want to do it
I know.
from me,
I hear
because
you.
I don't want to ever seem braggy
I'm
or
about to brag.
showy.
Yeah, I'm about to brag. I got you.
You can do it for
I'm
me
your
for sure.
agent.
Okay, perfect. I'll take it, because that makes me uncomfortable.
Yes, I get that.
And it only makes me uncomfortable because I don't ever. I guess that's me just I'll make up some stories in my head. That person thinks I'm talking
I
to,
know.
but whatever it is. So I
Yeah.
would wait till somebody says,
Yeah.
"Congratulations
Yeah.
to Jerica Trout on this achievement," and I'm
And then
like,
she'll
"Thank you."
disappear back in the shadows again like she did with me that day. So I'm going to revisit that after our podcast today. Shame
thank
on
you.
you.
Thank
But
you.
That's so great, and I know that means so much to you and your family and those that love you and care about you. Jerica, tell us how you got here, and I don't mean necessarily your history of working in the utility business, but just in general, once Mark hired you, once you got on board, that job has morphed.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So I knew that his executive assistant was retiring at
Yeah.
some point, and I had so many years of. Funny fact is, I changed my college major. I wanted to be pre-physical therapy.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a nurse, and so I changed my major each of those, right?
Wow.
And eventually, I was like, I don't know what I want to do.
When I grow up,
I just know that I want to work. I want to
Yeah.
be great. I want to talk, all the things. And so I got to GDE, and they have an education assistance program there. Yes, you have to pay first, but you make the grades, you get
Yeah.
reimbursed. And so I took advantage of that, and I started my way with my management and human relations
Yep.
that way through Trevecca. So I wrapped up that. And for me, the opportunity, if you give me an opportunity and
Sure.
I can better myself, I'm going to take
Yep.
it, because, well, why not?
I know.
Not everybody gets the opportunity.
sure.
Not everybody gets the same help. But if you are given those opportunities and you walk away, what did you walk away from?
Right.
And so my husband was super supportive while I'm having a kid, going to work, building
Yeah.
a house, and in school.
That's code for I'll get back to you in a few years.
So I finished that. So I finished my bachelor's degree. It didn't take me long because I had a lot of credit already. I
Sure.
just needed those ones that I was focusing those
Yeah.
skills on. Well, about 4 years, 2 years went by, something like that. I went back for my master's, and I went to UT of Martin and got my master's, my MBA, with an emphasis in HR,
great.
because I had become so specified in what
Yeah.
I was doing there. So when I had first started at GDE, Rita was just finishing up a handbook. But that was about all the HR that they had been going there.
Yeah.
Once I moved in, we were looking at policies more, was
Yeah.
going to training more. Then we started looking at the strategic plan, and that got developed. Well, we just redid our strategic plan, and I'm super thrilled about that, having more people's input in it, the leadership team being a part of that. But I also learned from my schooling, if you're just the top people are the only ones that know about it,
Right.
there's no one to push out that information.
Sure enough, yeah.
So that was something I learned there. I also learned in TVPPA classes
Yeah.
that way. So then eventually Rita retired, and it became HR.
Yeah.
And then the more I went to, the more I participated, the more knowledge I gained. I started inserting myself, right? Asking,
Yes.
I will ask a question, because if somebody's thinking about it, right?
Right.
Has to be. I can't be the only one with a question.
I wouldn't think so.
but I will ask it.
Yes.
I'm not afraid to ask it. Actually, I had I went through Leadership Gallatin here a few years ago, and my thank you card that came in the mail after graduation was like, I appreciate all the questions that you asked.
Yeah.
I was on a video call with TVPPA, hot webinar, not Hot Topics webinar.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
And Danette was like, I see Jerica's on. She's always up for a good question.
Yeah.
But once you start inserting yourself there, you start making your network. You start seeing your value increase, right? Your human capital is only as much and as worthy as you feed it.
Yes.
And so I've done that. I've had a great leader that's allowed that office to expand.
That's great.
I know we don't want to talk about FMLA and we don't want to talk about short-term disability or health insurance in that way. But that's grown, and other benefits has grown, and understanding that. And so I have loved getting to grow that department, the HR department at GDE. We're at 54 employees now. When I started, we were at 34.
That's a huge transformation. It really is.
Yes. Well, and even the hiring process, having that changed and leading those now. So Mark has been like, you can do this. And so I lead those now. And I love that. I love being the one who asks those questions, dig a little more while he gets to watch and listen.
Yes.
And he says, it's a different perspective. Now I get to pay attention to what's being asked rather than being the asker.
Yes.
And so that's really great. They're not quick interviews anymore, as you can imagine.
Much more detail.
Yes. But we've changed what we're looking for.
Sure.
We're looking for humble, hungry, and people smart.
I love that.
So you have to drill in a little more to figure out if they are humble, if they are hungry, and if they do have those smarts.
I think people are finally starting, and thanks to your great example as well, but they've started to figure out that we don't just need a seat in the seat, that we need to find out if they're outward-facing customers, that they really need to not be able to say, I hate people, because their job is to help people.
Yes.
Right?
If we didn't have people, we wouldn't have a job.
We'd be without a job. A tiny twist on what we just asked. I'm going to put you on the spot because I know you're a good ad-libber and you can handle this. But Jerica, without you feeling like you're bragging on yourself, give us 3 or 4 words you think that other people would describe you if they were to say Jerica
is.
And what would be some of those key words in your opinion?
Kind.
Love that. 100%.
I feel like funny, but maybe I'm only funny to some people.
Which could make it funny.
That's why I laugh every time I say absolutely. I'm funny to myself at least.
I am my biggest fan. I laugh and laugh and laugh.
Faithful.
Yes.
And loyal.
Love all of those. All of those sound like touchy-feely people skills, and they are. They are leadership skills. They are human relation skills. They are leadership skills. And again, do you need to know how to do brain surgery if you're a brain surgeon? Yes.
Sure.
But I'll say it 100 times. I have a caregiver right now who's as good as there is in the business, but her biggest strength is her people skills. And so I don't feel afraid, intimidated, scared to ask questions about your physical health.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's the way Jerica is, very approachable. And so I ask those types of things. So what is someone who has those attributes now, what would be something you're working on that you would like to tighten a little bit, or... I'm sure there's nothing, but still.
There absolutely is. I am my own worst enemy.
Go a little deeper for. Sorry to ask, but
that's okay.
You hooked us out there. So,
you see me in a certain way. My friends, they all say, if you could just see who I see.
Yeah.
I don't see who those people see.
Yeah.
And so I want to be able to see what other people see.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that if I do, will I be satisfied, or is there work? Or will I not like what I see?
Sure.
I don't know. I just know that I'm more of this can be better, you can do better, this can be more, always to the next thing. But I have really great friends, yourself included, that say, I see who you're putting out, who you are. You're great. I enjoy being around you. Boards at the board, I sit on the chamber board. I love those people. Yep. I hope they love me too. But I have someone that always says, I love when you show up in the room. I just love when you're here in the room.
Yeah.
And for me, that's so encouraging.
Right.
I want to love when I show up in the room.
Yeah, I
if
love
that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can see it in interactions because I am a weirdo. It might be stalker. It's not a stalker. I can watch Jerica work a room when we're at these conferences, and I look at people's engagement with you and their eye contact with you. And those are things that I think make Jerica who she is. And for those of you watching, you already know that. So.
And thanks for watching, by the way.
Yes. Seeking perfection is good or bad, in your opinion?
I don't seek perfection. I seek progress, because perfection is unattainable.
Correct.
There's only been one perfect person, and that's Jesus. Right. But progress, I do seek it because I don't ever want to be complacent.
Yes.
I see complacent people, and I don't want to be them.
Right.
Because it tears me up to see you don't want to learn more? You think you got it all together?
I know.
No, I want to be so willing to learn and hear from someone that they know when they're talking, it matters to me.
If someone were to get in the car with Jerica and she's listening to a podcast other than Fishing for Answers, what is she listening to?
Well, funny you should ask. I just started. If you're in Gallatin, you know Catherine Good. She's actually a sponsor of this podcast room, Good Circle Marketing. It's called the Good Story Studio. So she has her own podcast, The Good Story, and I have went back, 2 years now, and started from her beginning and listening through. And her podcasts are all about good work in the community. And listening to those people talk about the good work that people may not see, but she's bringing it to light for people to see. Yeah. I have loved hearing that good work stories.
That's great.
Loved it.
Yeah, I need motivation daily, and I know we're running close on time, but I wanted to ask you one more quick question, and then we'll thank everybody. If Jerica, at whatever age she is right now, we're not going down that road. Jerica at this age can go back and talk to 20-year-old Jerica. What would you want to say to her?
It gets better.
Gets better, and it does.
And it does. Yes.
Yeah. Boy, that's succinct. You took a question and you crushed it. It's absolutely great. But it does. And so surround yourself with good people. Yes. And that helps, doesn't it?
It does.
Anything in closing for those wonderful people watching?
Well, I know that you all will get to know Marlon and myself the longer we go. So I appreciate Marlon opening up and letting you all get to know just a little bit about me. Yep. And I do hope if you ever see me, don't see me on the road, but if you see me in real life, I hope that you know I want to hear you. I want to have a conversation with you. I want to encourage you, and I want to learn something from you.
Well, as the president and founder of MLT Communication, I'm always amazed. And if I have a question, Jerica's one of the first two people I call every time. And so we're thankful to have you as a part of this and leading us through this. She's the brains behind all of this. So,
shucks. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We've got a lot more to talk about in the coming days, weeks, and months. So we'll see you then.
Absolutely. See you then.
As we close out this episode, I just want to remind you that each one has been brought to you by MLT Communication. Whether you're a single person or a group of people, they're here to help you build a positive work culture from boardroom to break room. Learn more at mltcommunication.com. Thanks again to MLT Communication for supporting the show and helping us to keep the conversation going.